Good afternoon, student. Today I am going to explain the poem The Ant and the Grasshopper, or you can say The Cricket, that is a poem from Honeydew. Student, this poem is taken from Aesop Fable. Now, what is Aesop Fable? So, let me tell you that Aesop fables are characterized by animals or inanimate objects. They have the ability to speak, solve problems, general characteristics of human beings. Now, fable is a story or a poem through which, at the end, we learn some moral. Now, in the poem The Ant and the Grasshopper, the ant represent people who are wise and bold, who can face all types of situations. They are strong and mentally powerful. They are never anxious as they have planned for the future. They live happily and comfortably. On the other hand, we can see that the cricket or the grasshopper is love making, merrymaking. He doesn't think about futures. He enjoy his life fully and doesn't work any it doesn't do any work. And the ant is wide, bold, strong and mentally powerful, planned for the futures. And these are the two main characters. Before I explain the poem, let me tell you the main idea of the poem that it tells us. The poem tells us the story a poem of a careless cricket who was busy in singing only and never thought and did anything for his future, and an aunt who was very sincere to his work and thought and did for the future. The aunt lived with self respect even in harsh time, in difficult time, while the cricket had to beg and could not survive harsh hours. Let's begin the explanation of the poem stanzas wise. So the first stanza is a silly young cricket accustomed to sing through the warm sunny months of gay summer and spring began to complain when he found that at home his cupboard was empty and winter was come. Not a crumb to be found on the snow covered ground, not a flower could he see. So, student, let me explain this stanza. In this stanza, you can see that there is a silly. Silly means a foolish, young. Cricket means grasshopper was there. Who was accustomed means who has a habit of singing throughout the warm sunny months of summer. So, what was the habit of the grasshopper or the cricket? He has the habit of singing throughout the summer season happily. Gay means happily. So, he has the habit of singing throughout the summer, and not only throughout the summer but also throughout the spring. What he did, he sang and sang and sang, and this is how he passed all his summer and spring. Now, what he did, he started complaining when he found that at his home he did not have any grains, any food in his cupboard during the winter. Began to complain when he found that at home his cupboard was empty and winter was come. So when he found that in his cupboard, in his storeroom, there was not a single grain or a food he could eat during the winter, then he started complaining, oh, I don't have any food. Not a crumb to be found, not a single grain could be found in his cupboard, and on the snow covered ground, not a flower could he see, and even he could not see any flower, as all the mountainous area was covered with snow due to the extreme winter season, and that is why he could not make himself live on the plants or the leaves also, as there could not be seen any plants as it was winter, so snow has covered all the land. Now let's begin the second stanza. At last, by starvation and famine mad bold, all dripping with wet and all trembling with cold, away he set off to a miserly ant, to see if, to keep him alive, he would grant him shelter from the rain, and a mouthful of grain he wished only to borrow. he would repay it tomorrow. If not, he must die of starvation and sorrow. So, student, in the first stanza, you have seen that how the grasshopper, or you can say the cricket cupboard, was empty. There was not a bit food, and so due to hunger, he went to the ant to bake something for. So at last, by starvation and famine, made bold. So for many days he suffered that hungriness. He suffered that starvation, but he could not sustain his hunger for many days, and that is why it made him bold. It gave him so much courage that he had to beg from someone, and that is why what he did, all dripping with wet. You know that during the winter there is fog all around, there is frost all around. So during that frost, uh, though he became wet when he was outside. So in spite of being wet, what did the grasshopper did? He went to trembling means shivering. So he all the way he went shivering and completely cold and wet. He set off. It means he started his journey to go to the ant, and what he did, to see if to keep him alive he would grant him shelter from rain. He went to the ant to see that whether the ant could provide him some food and shelter to save his life from this rain and a mouthful of grain, and could the ant provide him some food, some grain, so that he could save himself from hunger. He wished only to borrow, he would repay. And you here, the poet has mentioned one thing also, that the intention of the grasshopper was not bad. He was only lazy, as he intended to repay that food whenever he would get it. So he intended to repay it, but that time he was in problem, he was in need. That is why he went to the ant, as if he was not a you can say he was not a habitual beggar. So but due to the starvation and famine, it made him bold to beg something from the ant. So he went to the ant due to the starvation, otherwise he could die. And that is why he went to the ant and begged something, and he even requested her, saying that he could repay it if he is giving him some food that day, otherwise he would die of starvation and sorrow. Third stanza, the ant, uh, for all nature looked gay. You sang, sir, you sang. You say, go then. She is the aunt, and don't venture away. So, what did the aunt reply to the cricket when he asked for something to her? She replied, saying that for all nature looked gay. She said that everywhere in nature, all creatures, all animals can be looked happy. They have food to eat, but when the nature was happy, when there was nature was something like that, when you could work during the summer, then what you did, when nature was comfortable, then you sang throughout the summer. Then why don't you do one thing? You should go and dance the winter away. So, what did the aunt suggest the grasshopper? She said that if he had sang throughout the summer and the spring, then he should dance the winter. He should pass the winter in dancing. Why he had come to beg for something? So, in this way, you can see that what does the aunt want to teach her? Teach him. So the aunt want to teach the grasshopper that everyone should think for his or her future. The fourth stanza, which is the last stanza. Thus ending, he hastily lifted the wicket, and out of the door turned the poor little cricket. Fox called this a fable. I'll warrant it true. Some crickets have four legs and some have two. So you can see, this is how the aunt gave her reply, and this is how she taught the grasshopper a lesson that he should have thought about his future, and he should have saved something for his future. And this is how she gave her decision. And then what she did, she took the cricket and showed her the way. She very hurriedly, hastily means she hurriedly took him out of the gate. She took him out of the door of her house, and out of the door turned the poor little cricket. You can see that she took him out of her home. And folk means people. So at the end of the poem, the poet is saying that people call this a fable. You, as I have already told you, that it is a kind of story or poem through which you get some moral at the end. So people call it a fable. It means a moral poem or a moral story. And the poet also agree with the people, and agreeing with people, poet also want to convey his idea, convey his message, that yes, some cricket have some four legs and some have two. So you can see that at the end, in the end, the poet has drawn how the comparison he has made between the animals and the human beings, that though the animals like ants have four legs, but they think for their futures, they work hard throughout the years, throughout their lives, and save for their future also. But there are some human beings, you can see that they don't think about their futures. So with the help of the taking example of the Groshwar, the poet has tried to show the examples of some people who are careless and who don't think about